Hi, this is Dionne. I'm back. And once again, shout out to Laura and Brian Williams. Really appreciate you all. Um, so at this point, the tour is taking place and we're still in our VIP status. Once again, get that VIP tour. We go to the editing booth. Now, mind you, this editing booth was just incredible. There was a board, there was a gentleman sitting there, and he was a person that had worked with Prince, and also I think he managed the estate. I think that was also another title of his. But in this editing bay, there was a big screen, and then you have all the editing technology. Then you have looked like a moon-shaped sofa, and just an area for people to sit. And so when we were there, he showed us some wonderful clips of shows and rehearsals. And what was interesting, this one rehearsal actually looked like a show. And he asked us, the gentleman in the editing bay that was running the technology for us that day, he says, "Do you think this is a concert or rehearsal?" And we all thought it was a full-blown concert, but it was actually a rehearsal. He said Prince liked to, down to every little small thing, he would rehearse it, the full show, as if it, and he might do that several times until it was right. And so it was interesting. And then I started asking a lot of questions, and that's why I was saying earlier that they allowed you to ask questions. And so I asked him, I said, well, I should say this. He showed us a picture of a gentleman on sax, and he asked us, did we know who it was? And I said, Maceo Parker. And I had known that gentleman who had toured with Prince, as well as I think back in the day he was with James Brown, awesome jazz musician, and plays the heck out of a sax. And so I knew who that was. But then he was like, you guys have questions, feel free. And I asked him, did Prince ever wear just warm ups and some slippers? And he said, no, never. Nobody's ever seen him like that, because Prince said that we need to always be prepared for everything. And so Prince was always walking around in his heels and his outfit, and even the people there that were his staff or former staff members, they were dressed, as if maybe they were on tour. And so that was just in continuing, I guess, his legacy and what he would have wanted. And so they respected that. And so I thought that was pretty cool. I asked him, did Prince take naps? And what's interesting about Paisley Park is all the aluminum. There's windows, but then there's very few. And supposedly Prince didn't want the windows because, he would work all night or day, and time wasn't important to him. I think on several of his interviews, he speaks about, time. And especially a Mel B interview I like, where he speaks about, if we didn't know when we were born and death. And so he really gets into that, if you want to check that video out. But the gentleman told us that Prince would, go on for hours, and he might take a little break. And the sofas weren't really for napping; they were for the people that would come in the editing bay, or the people that would record and use his facilities, because there were several musicians that would. And I'll talk about this in the next segment as we approach Studio A. And so the editing bay, we were able to see, I think, one more concert, and I think it was another maybe two concerts. But it was really nice to see that. And what was interesting is that he recorded everything. So when he showed us the rehearsal clips that looked like a concert, I was just curious. I said, why would they, record that? And he said that he wanted everything on recording. So there was just a staff for that, to make sure that they had everything, every angle, everything. So he was a small MGM grand there at Paisley Park, so to speak, or Lionsgate. He was a major driving force under that 55,000 or 65,000 square foot facility. It was incredible. So I'll let you ponder on that, and then our next one will be Studio A. Thanks a lot.